Give me the bat. Stop swinging the bat.
Stop!
Give me the bat. Wendy. Give me the bat. Give me the bat. Ah, God damn!
She offers him suggestions about Danny, and the discussion escalates into violent ranting. Do you have the slightest idea what a moral and ethical principle is, to you? Have you ever had a single moment's thought about my responsibilities? Jack's discourse is now no longer about shared information. Earlier at least his lies have meaning as shared data. In pure contrast, now solely he controls the definitions of the words he's speaking, asserting godlike control. The language no longer has any shared meaning. The role of the alphabet has merged with the role of the container the hotel provides. It is false-facing, a theme taken directly from the book, now made subtler, visible yet unconscious, unexplained. Jack is psyching himself up to kill her by exploiting spoken language.
Isn't that Danny? Maybe it was about him. I think we should discuss Danny. I think we should discuss what should be done.
Danny hears the conversation and sees the tail end of the blood flooding. The elevator bleeding is overlapped in time release each time it is shown. The liquid has colored the lens and causes everything to seem red. Jack's voice is distorted. Like the red in view, it sounds underwater. The staircase scene imitates another central Mesoamerican ritual, the stairway sacrifice of a captive. His temple form is revealed only from above and overlook Wendy Masters. These rituals, balgam to stairway to bloodletting, Wendy slicing Jack's hand during his bathroom assault, though shown isolated, are a clear path in Mesoamerican ritual culture, and cannot be considered coincidental. Wendy moves backwards to retain a powerful high ground on the stairway. As she is crowned by lighting fixture, Jack makes his move. Give the bat is achieved, and is met by two glancing blows of a Louisville slugger, a mirror to the Jack Daniels, another form of Louisville slugging, and falls to the landing below. Wendy dulls him, then later slices his hand, in the bathroom, ritually prepping him for Danny's confusing maze lure. Jack is dragged into the dry storage locker, drooling like Danny. She places him inside, and locks him within. Wendy pulls out of the column, at the horizon, a stabbing weapon, that she raises to horizontal. An arrow form, first spotted in the opening shot. She is told there are some big surprises for her. Jack faces the doorway upside down, a negative monolithic space, an interview from the red rum door framing, an upper staircase of Colorado lounge framing. She inspects the radio and snowcat, and discovers them tampered and incapacitated. An exterior establishing shot displays a white foreground and background with towering trees that seem to open towards the hotel. In reverse of early sleeping scene, we find Jack asleep on flour bags. Grady calls from the outside of the door. His person never appears, only a voice on the other side of the door. The door's opening is loud, one of the loudest effects we hear in the film. Grady is there to ensure Jack completes their business.
You'll give your word on that deal, Mr. Torrance?
I give you my word.
Halloran's snowcat moves through the forest that resembles a magnified hedge maze. Third establishing shot of Halloran facing right, centered, shined upon by light, piloting his way to overlook. The snowcat is the mirror of the Pots in 2001, both are rescue vehicles from Outlands, and provide final escape from deadly structures Overlook and Discovery. Danny appears to walk out of the apartment's mirror, and he begins an incantation, blessing the blade with his own blood, a blood rite since it will be used to ensnare his father. and using his mother's lipstick as blood writing. His chant, he is in another dimension, bringing Halloran, he is inside the mirror world, while Tony inhabits this one in his place, an act of telepathy. Unlike Jack, it's easy to tell when Danny is inside the mirror world. He allows Tony to speak for him, he maintains a rigorous identity. Tony is now in banded orange and brown colors. He chants until Danny returns, and his arrival coincides with his father's arrival at their apartment door. The hotel renames its victims. Danny uses an alternate label intentionally while alive. He blocks the hotel's menace. Jack uses pop references, fairy tales and television monologue to narrate his slaughter. Wendy, I'm home. Here's Johnny. Little pigs, let me come in. Wendy clearly hurls her knife into the sink-aimed window ward, sending Danny outside, who slides down a slide made of snow. When she spins from window to confront Jack's blows, the knife is now aimed at the door. Danny escapes by snow slide. Here's Johnny is a subtle progression of the TV's role as window to the outside world. Jack's face framing is as crucial as the TV. He brings the idea of a TV to life by filling his doors opening, as well as predicting his final state trapped in the hotel. He is animating. It predicts he will soon be seen purely as a wall hanging, and mirrors the poster image's subtle message. Danny's success means Jack will become a part of these walls, incorporeally trapped. Red rum doorway is same as initial point of view into mirror at breakfast in bed. Jack has been looking at us from his bed through the red rum door and into bathroom. This is a memory animation of point of view. Wendy slices Jack and his blood spills into the bathroom surface. Like other bathrooms, rolls as red absorber. This is the bathroom we see actual blood in. This is Wendy's ritual, converting Jack into the house by pulling red from him. First she clubs him, then slices him, and then witnesses his ritual blood spilling from the elevator. Outside, the incongruous noise of a second snowcat, more red on white, suspends Jack's axing. His tracked Ullman's office covers yet another angle. The staircase viewed is used only in the film's first scene. Image shows hotel's conscious gateway to killing a son. No arrows forward, only squared lines that lead to entombing. Note a cigarette machine left. Wendy moves above, where she encounters the bed's bear from the first scenes, the doctor's mirror when examining Danny, and the bear is administering a sexual act in reverse of Danny's resting upon it. Her fear of this image is like the audience's, it's unconscious. She no more remembers the bed scene with her son than they do. The hotel is making mirrors from her unconscious. The colors have continued a separation, blues in the Wendy, bare vision, red with yellow-hued incandescence in Jack's corridor move towards the outdoors. In chasing Danny, Jack enters increasingly monochrome frames. The final interior image of Jack, before he becomes a photograph, is this frame. The mauve death, linking Jack's previous sequence, the crossing of that last threshold leads to an arrow made of white snow in the floor. The elevator faces the mauve death, our point of view is its. The snow arrow is beyond the red, black diamond border pattern, which ends on an open motif, the one that blocked the threshold to the kitchen in Danny, now rendered as a temple form in the floor, made in art. The elevator's point of view, here sacred, woven mat meets snow, both operate as ritual elements into the maze dimension. Ashtray, a ritual ember pot of sorts, sits left in mirror to the cigarette machine that ended Jack's previous sequence. A light switch panel associates, the frames in the panel are gray, with bottleless porters left and right. The blanket of blue Halloran trove is outside, is where Danny awaits his father. The blue of the blizzard's blanket. And Jack turns on the light that eventually traps him, the hotel's illumination of the maze, a spectral blue like the night, like the blue the titles sent upwards of film's beginning. Under this supernatural light, a new maze appears. Invisible when the sun is out, look at the shot below, Kubrick cleverly hides it beyond the snowcat. In effect, Jack activates his own death, the light that will absorb him in finality. This is the film's wiliest visual joke. The hotel forces him to choose. Outside, perched by Halloran's snowcat, Danny awaits his pursuer, challenging the notion of who is actually pursuing who. He protects the snowcat surreptitiously. Jack illuminates the exterior in maze and Danny runs mazeward. Here is a key to the film. He runs towards an entrance never exhibited before. He finds an alternate entrance to an alternate maze, and guarantees he will trap his father, who has no experiential data about this maze's flow. His father only knows the model version of this maze. Once inside the maze, Danny plots his entrance and escape, choosing an optimal location to retrace his tracks. He walks backwards, an Indian trick, mirroring Wendy's backwards walk, mirroring Jack escaping the hag. Wendy is treated to numerous apparitions, and chases herself into a red elevator face that cuts to the maze's pronounced blue. She, like Jack previously, passes a patterned red diamond pattern that blocks the kitchen's threshold. She encounters two different lobbies, or states of the lobby, through the kitchen. Danny's new maze entrance is like Wendy's new lobby, naturally inexplicable. These are only supernaturally possible. Yet the Kubrick used the audience to the maze's supernatural quality in parallel. The nighttime maze is contrasted with our initial experience of it as a green-hued experience. A memory now reversing, an unconscious attraction of yellow in our minds happening in both places. The separation, simplification and dominance of each color reaches their apex just prior to the final focus into black and white.